Hello everyone, my name is Laura. I love to crochet, and the other day I was going through some boxes of yarn storage that I'd kind of forgotten about. I was going through the yarn, sorting things out, and I found a graveyard of abandoned whips in there. Some projects I had totally forgotten about, a whole bunch of different things going on, and they're actually all different granny square projects, which is funny. But I thought that together we would conquer this treasure trove that I've unearthed of half finished, barely finished, kind of started projects, and we could get them out of that bin and turn them into some wearable pieces, because I am really excited about all of these things. I feel like I know why I lost steam on some of them, but I'm excited to finish them and get them out of their sad yarn storage box that they've been living in, and finish them up. So the first project that I found, and probably the most finished one, is this top. It's called the Nazari top. I'll link it down below. It's a free pattern, so if you want to make one for yourself, the pattern is totally free, and it's so cute. But I know what happened with this one. Basically, the pattern calls for 2 rows of this like beautiful border around the bottom of this tank top, and for the life of me I could not figure out how to get the border to match the circumference of my top, and then it kept either bunching or like it was too big, too small, and it was very strange. So what I think I'm going to do instead is to just do 4 more granny squares, so 1 more kind of row of granny squares, and then do that instead. And I actually think I'm going to like that better anyway, because I feel like with just the 2 rows of the border, it would have been too short, like too cropped. So I think having 2 rows of this granny square will be nice. So we'll do another row of granny squares, and I'm going to do another little bit of the border there, and then just do no border on the bottom and finish it up with like a single crochet or something. So we'll see about that, but I really like this top. And I really do want to get it done so that I can wear it when it gets warmer, because I think it's so cute. And I was making this one out of a cotton that I get at a local yarn store. I have it here. It's called Rosario's for Nature. I really love this cotton for wearables. It's super soft. It comes in a good variety of colors. The skeins are a little small, but that's kind of how it goes with cotton. But it's so nice and soft, and I hope that the color match is okay. It's just like their natural color, so it should be all right. But I picked up some more skeins of this the other day so that I can finish that top off. So that's the first one. I can't imagine that will take too long. It's just 4 more granny squares and some like 4 small little panels of the border motif. So that one shouldn't be too bad. Then we get into some more unfinished stuff. So I was rooting through the bin, and I just kept pulling out granny square after granny square of this pink and blue star that I had made. I don't know what I was thinking with this, oh my goodness, or why I made so many. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of these. I don't know what was going on there. And I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do with these. I think either joining them all together to make a scarf could be really cute, or doing more of like a granny square bonnet. I'll put a picture here. Hopefully winter is almost over where I live, but it will be good to have for next season anyway, and a good way to use up these squares. This one is kind of giving like a SpongeBob vibe that I'm not obsessed with, but I think all together it could be very cute. The other issue with this is that I'm almost certain that I'm completely out of this blue yarn, and I only have a ball this size of the pink. So we're gonna have to get crafty and creative and figure something out there. Like, I can't add a ribbed border to anything, I don't think, because there's really not a lot of yarn. But I think we will come up with something, and that one's going to be a challenge, but I think it will be a fun challenge. And then the last squares that I found when I was unearthing things, I found 3 more squares that are actually made with the same pattern as the white top that I just showed, the Nazari granny square pattern. So they look like this. It has like this flower motif in the center. And I remember I was just practicing the motif on this cotton, so I made 4 of these, 4 and like a half. So there's this one as well. And they're so pretty. And what I think I'm going to do with these, they're made out of cotton. It is the Loops and Threads cotton, the like craft one. I'll put the name here. But what I think I'm going to make with these is a bucket bag. So I'm going to do like 4 squares around the sides and then 1 square on the bottom to be the bucket bag, and then we'll add like a ribbing around the top and a shoulder strap for that, because I think this will be really nice, like a heavier cotton for something like that, and it would be perfect for like taking my bathing suit to the pool, or more of like a summery, like taking it to the farmer's market or something like that. I really love the flex in this cotton, and I think for something like summery and cute, and it's a nice size for like a little bucket bag as well. So that is the plan with these. So just to recap, we are going to be finishing up the white top, making something out of the granny squares, and making a bucket bag. Okay, little project update. I finished 4 of the granny squares, the 4 that I needed to get done for the white top. So those are all finished. And I also finished 4 of the border motifs. So 4 of those, I believe that's all I need. So those are all the pieces that I need to finish this white top. So all I need to do now is attach those, weave in the ends, and then there's a little bit of a border around the bottom, so I'll be adding that as well. But making good progress there. All we need to do is assemble, so that's great. And so the only project that I haven't really touched yet is the cotton granny squares that I want to turn into a bucket bag. And I did a little bit of research yesterday, just like different crochet bucket bags, granny square bucket bags, all that kind of stuff, and I got some really good inspiration for ways that other people have constructed them and put them together. So that was fantastic. So I still only have 3 of those squares done, but what I want to do now is work on the 4th square, and then I also want to make a square for the bottom. And for that square, I'm not going to do the flower motif in the middle. I'm just going to do a solid granny square because it is the bottom of the bag, and I want it to be more structurally sound and not have holes like the sides. And it's also, you won't see it, so it doesn't need to be pretty like the sides of the bag do. So I need to make 1 more pretty square, 1 boring square, and then figure out the assembly of that as well. So I think I want to do some kind of like border around the top, and then figuring out if I want to crochet a strap or not. I think I do. I feel like this cotton is quite sturdy, so I think it will be nice as a strap. And I might buy the little clips, like the bag hooks, to clip the strap on, just because I feel like that looks a little bit more polished. But we'll see. It might like not go with the boho vibes of the bag, so we'll just see how it starts to shape up. But I'm just taking my lunch break from work now, so I'm going to take a little bit of time to work on those brown cotton grading squares and get those sorted out, so that we have all of the pieces at least finished for these whips, and then it will just be moving on to assembly. So I will show you that now. Okay, it's another day, another opportunity to work on our whips. So I have all of the cotton squares for the bucket bag finished. And now what's next is to lay them out and seam them all together. So I'm just sitting in the craft zone. I'm going to seam them all together on the wrong sides, with the wrong sides facing me. And I'm just going to do a usual slip stitch join to join them together. And I'm going to put my headphones in and just lock in and get this done. And if this doesn't take too long, I'm going to finish it up, and then I'm going to bring the white granny square tank top over here, and I'm going to seam up those pieces as well. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how quickly I can seam these squares together, and hopefully we're getting close to finishing up the whips. Okay, it's all done. We have the bag all seamed together, and this is what it looks like right now. So this is the bottom granny square, and then we have the 3 here and 1 on the back. Right now it looks a little bit more like a beach bag, but when it is joined together, it will look a little bit more, this is so hard to see, but it'll look a little bit more like this, like more of a traditional bucket bag shape. But I think it's looking really cute. It definitely looks very beachy. I love the cotton with the flex in it. I think it's so nice. I might steam the seams a little bit, but it is cotton, and I think like just over time it will naturally kind of stretch out, so I'm not super concerned about that. But the next step is to add the ribbing around the top and the strap and the tie that's going to cinch the bag at the top and give it more of that like bucket bag look. So glad we got that done. It really did not take that long. So I think I'm going to move over to the couch now and seam up the white top and get that out of the way as well. And then it will just be adding finishing touches to these 2 projects. And I still have not touched the star granny squares yet. I'm still thinking about what I want to do with those. They've been sitting on the blocking boards for like 2 days, so we will have to come up with something. But I think getting these 2 projects out of the way and then finishing with the star granny squares still gives us lots of time to get all of the projects finished. So yeah, I'm feeling good about where this is at. You can see it a little better if I hold it back here, but so cute. And I'm just going to keep on moving along. I thought I'd chat a little bit while I work on the border of this bucket bag, because it's just going to be a whole bunch of double crochets over and over. But I thought I'd talk about TV because I feel like it's been a big TV renaissance moment right now. There's so many good shows on TV, and I'm a big TV watcher, and I love when shows are airing in real time and you can like talk about them and have discussions about them. Like I remember when Game of Thrones, the final season of Game of Thrones was airing, and me and all my friends would get together the nights that it would come out, and like it was a big thing. Like everyone came over for Game of Thrones nights, and it was like a way to just get together, talk about the show, add a little bit of like something to the week monotony. So I really like that, and I like shows that bring people together. Also, this is kind of controversial, but I'm not a TV binger. I would much rather have a show come out weekly and watch it weekly as opposed to having it all come out at once and watching it all in one sitting. Let me know down below if you are a TV binger or a TV, like if you like your TV spaced out, let me know. A lot of my friends prefer to binge and think I'm crazy for liking to drag them out. Even if it's a show that I really like, sometimes I'll like really savor the episodes and go like multiple weeks between episodes, which I know makes me crazy, but I just don't want the show to be over. So that is what I do. But a couple shows that I've been really into lately, Severance. I feel like everyone's talking about Severance. I also love Severance. I love weird TV shows. I love TV shows that are set in like a slightly alternative reality to the one that we live in without being like totally science fiction. I really like that Severance is also humorous while being like a serious show. And I just love I love the weirdness. I love the cast. I love everything about it. So I've been really enjoying Severance. I know people kind of have mixed reviews about this season, but I really like it. Also White Lotus. Really liking the new season of White Lotus. I feel like the characters are so well written and they just like hold a mirror up to a lot of different tropes and types of people. Even in this season, the 3 women that are on vacation together and each of them taking their turns gossiping about each other to the other one. It's just like a good study on humanity. So I really like White Lotus, and it's so funny but so suspenseful. I love anything kind of thrilling too, and the fact that it's like a humorous thriller that has kind of a stance to it. So I've really been enjoying White Lotus, and it really makes me want to go to Thailand. It looks so beautiful there. It looks amazing. So yeah, craving some warm weather for sure. And then reality shows, I'm a big Survivor fan, and this new season just started. I have mixed feelings about this new season, I'll be honest. I think there's a lot of big personalities, and I don't always enjoy when like one person seems to be dominating the season, but that's kind of a Survivor trope where it has been the past couple seasons, and you kind of just have to ride it out. And there are some characters that I really, really like as well. So if you're watching this season of Survivor, let me know who some of your favorites are, what you think of the season. I think the challenges have been really good. I really like when they switch up the format a little bit, so I've been into those. And it's just like, I feel like Survivor is somehow always on TV, and always a good thing to watch. And I have a lot of Survivor watching friends, so it's nice to be able to talk about the show. Again, as it's airing, it's a nice way to like come together with people over a common interest. So I've been really into Survivor. If there's any shows that you think I would like, leave them down below. I also really like shows like Fargo, anything like British mystery and crime kind of stuff. Ludwig I just watched, and that's like a British crime mystery, and I really liked that one. Any of that kind of stuff. Anything weird. I watched Interior Chinatown, and I really liked that one. That's kind of a weird alternate reality situation. The Great, I really like that show. Historical fiction. Yeah, any of that stuff. If you have recommendations, let me know. But just finding some good content to watch while I work on my crochet projects, you know? Also a question for the group. Do you watch any content while you crochet, or are you someone that can't really watch something while they work on their projects? Usually I watch TV or like YouTube videos or whatever. I really like listening to audiobooks while I do my crochet. I feel like that's the perfect mix of like something happening that keeps your brain busy and something happening that keeps your hands busy, but it doesn't require like eye focus. So I do really like an audiobook. If you have any audiobook recommendations for me, drop them down below too. I have been terrible at my reading goal this year. Last year, I think I read 24 books, and this year so far, it's like middle of March, and I've read 1 book this year, which is brutal and keeps me way off track from reaching my 24 book goal. So that's not ideal. But there's still lots of time left, and I find I do a lot of my reading in the summertime, like when I can just sit outside in the park and read a book or whatever, and I'm usually slower at reading in the winter anyway, but I would really like to get back into reading books, spending less time on my phone, all of that good stuff. That's another reason why I like crochet. You can't really be scrolling on your phone while you're crocheting, so it's a good way to give yourself a little bit of a break. But also there's so much great crochet and knit content on the internet, so it's hard to know where to spend your time. But the bag is coming along. I did 1 row of double crochet. I just finished that up, and now I'm just doing 1 row of single crochet on the top to finish it up, and I'm gonna call that good on the edge of the bag. I think just added a nice little finish to the top there. And I just want to do a little bit of research about bag straps, because I know there are kind of specific crochet stitches that work better for sturdier bag straps. I know a lot of people use Tunisian crochet to make bag straps. I don't know how to Tunisian crochet, and I don't have a long Tunisian crochet hook, so I don't think I will get into that for this one. But I will do a little bit of research and see what's going to be good. I think what I'm going to do is a like back loop slip stitch into the back loop only ribbing and make kind of a thicker crossbody strap that way. I did see some cute ones that were more of like a thinner, rounder strap, but I think with the scale of this bag, it's going to be better and a little bit more practical to do a slightly thicker strap, like 3 inches maybe, 3.5. So that's the plan. Do a little bit of research about what stitch might be a good choice for this bag and then start working that up. But we're getting closer to done. I imagine the strap will probably take me an hour. It depends on what technique, I guess, an hour or two. Making the good version of this kind of rope for the slider thing, I think will take another half an hour, and then let's say another half an hour to weave in the ends. So potentially we're looking at somewhere around 3 or 4 hours to finish this one up, which is not too bad. I think the white one will take probably an hour, and then an hour or two for the balaclava. So we're getting closer. And it's so nice to take these projects from like just sitting in storage into actually being something that I'm going to use and wear. So it's a good reminder to go through the storage situation and see what's going on there. But I'm just going to keep working away on this, and I will update you when there's some more exciting stuff to share. Okay, we're really getting down to the last couple finishing touches on these projects, but I finally tackled the Star Granny Square project. I am gonna do a balaclava. So what I've done, or more of like a bonnet, I guess, but what I've done is I've taken 6 squares and I made a little L shape. So that's one, and then that's the other. And basically how you put them together, I'll try and show you in the best way possible, but you kind of make a sandwich out of your L's like this. So you just put them together, and then you take a little half granny square and you put it in this little gap here, and that forms the part that goes over the back of your head. I'll try and show you a little bit more clearly what I'm doing there, but that's basically it. 2 L shapes, the half square that goes here, and then you just seam it all up. And then I think I'm going to add just a little bit of a border and some ties to tie it under my neck. Again, I only have like this much yarn. I have none of the blue left and just the pink. So I'm going to try and be as minimal with the border and the ties as possible to make sure that I have enough yarn. So we'll see. I think some yarn chicken is in the future, but that's the plan. And once I kind of decided what I wanted to do, I think it took me like maybe 5 minutes to seam these together. It'll take maybe another minute or two to add the half square and then sewing it all together. So I really don't think that this will take that long. And those squares have been sitting in my stash for so long, it just feels good to get them out. And knowing it's so quick to get the project done, I'm like, why didn't I do this sooner? But that is the plan for right now, adding that extra square and seaming it all together. I have a little bit of time to kill right now, so I'm going to do that. And then some other updates. The white top, I finished weaving in all the ends and I tried it on. It's very cute. I will show you at the end of this video, but I'm really excited about how that one turned out. And then for the bucket bag, I added a tie, a more finished version of the tie. I'll show that to you as well. And then the last thing that I need to do is add a handle. And so I've been researching some handle options, and I think I've landed on one that I am liking. I just wonder if it's going to be too much, but I want to finish this up first, add that strap, and then we'll be all done with the whips. Okay, I feel like it kind of looks like nothing has changed and I've just been in this spot, but I did actually go and have a whole day. It's about 5 hours later than I filmed that first clip. But before I left the house, I did get the base of the bonnet all seamed together. So that is what it's looking like there. So it kind of still looks like a strange half circle, but it's getting closer. I want to add the little bit of ribbing and the ties, and then I want to steam it. Just those seams where I slip stitched it together are a little bit bunchy, so I think it will look nicer with a little bit of a steam along the steam along the seams. So that's what I'm going to try to do with this one, and then we will try it on and see how that's going. And then for the bucket bag, this is where we're at. So I did add the cord to cinch the bag. And I think it's about 3 feet of chains, and then I slip stitched into each chain, and that just made a nice little cord, and I strung it through the bag and then just tied it as a bow. I was going to do like a bead or something to cinch it, but I think the bow is really cute, and to be honest, I made the cord quite long, so I think the bow helps with the length. But all that this is missing is the strap that goes across the body, so we're getting closer there. And I found a really cute tutorial on YouTube. I will link it below, and I'm going to try that for the strap of the bag, but it just kind of unties like that and then opens up like that. So that one's cute, moving along, but I'm gonna start with adding the border to the bonnet, and then I will do the strap for the bag, and then we'll be all done. Okay, the time has come. The whips are finished. They're sitting next to me on the couch here, and I thought I'd just go through them one by one, talk about them, show you what they look like, and we can enjoy that they're finished together. So the first one that I finished is the white top. This is what it looks like all done with all of the ends woven in. That is what we're working with. And if you remember, when we started, we just had this kind of top part, but then I added the bottom row here, and I also added a little bit of a picot around the bottom just to finish it up. So that is what it's looking like now. Way more wearable than what I had before. The length is a length that I really like. I don't love a crop top, so this one fits perfectly. It hits kind of just at my jean waistline, which I really like. And it's just a really nice, breathable, soft cotton top for the summertime. I'm really looking forward to wearing this as the weather warms up a little bit here. Then we have the granny square bonnet. This is what it's looking like. So using those star granny squares, if I can find a tutorial for how to construct this, I will link it down below. I was just kind of going off of pictures that I've seen, but I'm sure there are tutorials on how to make a very similar kind of bonnet style. But this used up 7 granny squares, so there's 6 on each side and then this one in the center, and that is what that is looking like. And honestly, when I was putting this one together, I wasn't sure how I felt about it. I was like, oh, is it cute or is it just weird? But I think it came out really cute. I really like the way that it looks. Again, it's getting a little bit too warm to wear something like this now, but I think it will be really cute for next fall and winter. And it just acts like a hood, so really cozy, warm. I really like the color palette on this one. If you were going to wear it for like a chillier spring day, I think it's a nice spring color palette. And it's just nice, easy, warm, really keeps your ears nice and warm. And again, it came together really quickly and easily. I think when the winter time rolls back around, I'm going to make a few more of these because it was really simple and super practical. And I just think it's so cute. So this one was one where like all the way through it, I was like, I don't know, it looks kind of weird. I did kind of think it gave like rugby helmet vibes for a little bit, but I blocked it. Like I gave it a really good steam block, and I think that helped a lot. I think when I say rugby helmet, then kind of that vision comes to play. But I think if you saw me out in the street, you'd be like, oh, cute little hood. So that's what we're going for. But yeah, really, really pleased with the way that that one came out as well. And then the last and final whip was the cotton granny squares that I had just been using as a practice square. And I decided to turn into a bucket bag. This is what it's looking like. I added a nice long crossbody strap to the bag, and this tie drawstring at the front so that you can untie it, open it up and fill it with whatever you'd like. I see myself wearing this bag with like a cute little flowy white dress in the summertime, putting my like book and my water bottle in the bag to go to the park, that kind of thing. Just a really nice kind of like boho summertime beachy bucket bag. And again, this was made using the granny squares that were in the free pattern that I used for the white top. So again, that'll be linked down below. I just made 5 of those granny squares, sewed them together, added that little tie and the strap. I'm also going to leave a link down below for the strap. It's just a free tutorial on YouTube. And I really, really like the way that it worked up. Number one, it worked up super quickly, and it just feels like a really nice, dense strap that won't stretch out too much no matter what you have in the bag. Obviously it's cotton, so it's going to stretch a little bit, but I think it feels really nice and sturdy. And it's just going to be such a cute little bag for the spring and summer. But that is all the finished whips. It's my reminder to you to go through those bins, go through those old projects, see what might need a look or sprucing up, because you started the project for a reason, so you might as well finish it. I'm really pleased with those finished objects. I think they're going to be things that I reach for over and over again. And it was fun to look at what I was crocheting a year ago, how things have changed, what techniques have changed. I noticed a year ago I was leaving my tail ends so short, and I'm like, girl, what were you thinking? You gotta weave those in. So it's just interesting to see how my crochet technique has changed even in the span of a year, and the things that we learn and the things that we used to be into, or all of that kind of stuff. So yes, I'm really, really happy that I got those out of the way, got those out of storage, and now they're items that I'm going to wear. But thank you so much for following along in this video. Thank you for watching. If you stayed to the end, please consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!